We stay in the Middle East for a special Truth or Fake. Vedika Bahl has joined us over by the big board. Good evening to you, Vedika. Taking a look at the issue regarding Binyamin Netanyahu, his arrest warrant from the International Criminal Court, and France saying it believes that the Israeli Prime Minister benefits from immunity rules. Tell us more.
Yes, Mark, according to the French Foreign Ministry, Israeli PM Binyamin Netanyahu is immune from international arrest, despite that arrest warrant put out for him last week by the world's top crimes court for him and his former defence minister, Yoav Gallant. Now, in the statement, France said that Netanyahu, as a sitting head of state, is covered by immunity rules because Israel isn't a member of the International Criminal Court. And France says that that has to be taken into account should the ICC request for Netanyahu's arrest. Now, when asked more concretely this morning on French television whether Netanyahu would be arrested if he stepped onto French territory, the foreign minister in France, Jean-Noël, he didn't really give a clear-cut answer here. He did say that France is committed to international justice. He said that it would apply international law to cooperate to its ICC obligations, but he also said that it's really up to judicial authorities to decide. Now, this position has been slammed in terms of the reaction. The head of the French Green Party, Marine Tonnelier, she suggested that this might actually be part of a deal that France and Israel had made together, and wondering if that is the reason that France was also cited as on the ceasefire announcement between Israel and Hezbollah yesterday alongside the US. In terms of rights groups, Amnesty International has criticised this decision as deeply problematic. Amnesty says that the cornerstone of the ICC statute is that no one is above the law, including heads of state sought for arrest. And the European media director of Human Rights Watch called this shocking nonsense for France. He said that nobody gets immunity from an ICC arrest warrant. And Mark, he cited something called the Article 27 of the Rome Statute.
So I have to ask you, Vedika, to tell us more about this Rome Statute and what its immunity rules actually stipulate.
Well, the Rome Statute is the treaty that established the ICC in 1998. It established 4 core international crimes. So that's war crimes, crimes of aggression, genocide, and crimes against humanity. And according to Article 27 of the Rome Statute, it's here in black and white, this statute shall apply equally to all persons without any distinction based on official capacity. So in simpler terms, all wanted persons are equal before the court, including heads of state or government. Now, neither Israel nor Gaza are members of the ICC. That is correct. But the court has recognised the state of Palestine since 2015, when leaders of the Palestinian Authority that control much of the West Bank signed up to the ICC. And Article 12 of the Rome Statute specifies that a court can try crimes committed on the territory of a state that is a member of the ICC. Now, you might be thinking, what does that have to do with Gaza? Because Gaza has been controlled by Hamas since 2007. Yes, that is correct. But in 2021, the ICC ruled that its jurisdiction actually extends to the territories of Gaza, the occupied West Bank, and East Jerusalem. Now, for further clarification, France 24 reached out to a lawyer specialising in international law to get some legal clarification on this. I spoke earlier to Abdelmajid Merari, and he confirmed to us that the French Foreign Ministry's words lack a legal binding. He said that, firstly, there is no ICC immunity against war crimes for heads of state. He said, secondly, it's not a requirement for all parties to be a member of the ICC. It is sufficient for one of them to be, which in this case would be Gaza, recognised as an extension of the state of Palestine, which is recognised.
Indeed, it all smells rather ad hoc or expedient, doesn't it? Vedika, critics have brought up some parallels, pointing out that France doesn't have this same immunity argument for Vladimir Putin. Russia, of course, not a member of the ICC.
That's right. Russia is not a member of the International Criminal Court, but in 2023, the ICC issued an arrest warrant for Putin over Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And France has been very vocal about following that and for its unequivocal, unwavering support for Ukraine. So you can imagine that parallel has been slammed by rights groups. This is a post earlier by Bénédicte Jean-Noël, who is the director of Human Rights Watch France. She called this shocking and said that it is a harmful double double standard there, considering the approach for both of these world leaders. Now, in terms of a possible arrest for Netanyahu, it really would depend on states to enforce the ruling of the ICC and arrest him. There have been leaders previously wanted by the court that have travelled with impunity. Putin himself actually travelled to Mongolia just in September there, and he was definitely not arrested, as we know. There's also the strongman of Sudan, former strongman Omar al-Bashir, who had 2 arrest warrants, and he travelled to South Africa and Jordan without consequences. So technically, Netanyahu, it could very much, that applies to him as well. There's no mechanism for the ICC to force defendants on trial. But what we know, Mark, the latest from Netanyahu's legal team is that they are planning to appeal that arrest warrant by the ICC.